All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. Jackie here with Rachel, of course. Mm-hmm. And Chrissy's also going to be joining us today. We are going to talk about how to put into action contacting your contacts. Mm-hmm. So this originally was a series meant for our team who is still working on reaching their VF position and still learning how to talk to their prospects. And last week, they were all asked to make a list using their memory jogger of 100 people. Mm-hmm. So we want to first talk about the best way to kind of make that list. And for a lot of us who've been doing this for a little while, maybe some ways that we can tweak how we do our lists. So I'll start just because I'm already talking. But I like to do my list weekly. I like to sit down at the beginning of my week and mark out for that week who I want to contact or who I need to follow up with. So I always have a running list of prospects or people that I want to talk to. I always try to put a why next to their name. So why I think Juice Plus would be good for them in particular. Maybe it's something about their health journey or their story or their kids. Or maybe they would be great in the business and I want to have the opportunity to introduce that to them. So I do that every week. And I also keep it in my phone on like the little reminders section. And that way I can kind of go through and close out the names as I talk to them. Usually I don't close them out until they order or they join the business. So I always have a running list going, and I always recommend at every stage in your business that you do too, and that you're continually adding to that list and checking it twice. And putting a why next to that name really has helped me to remember why I'm contacting that person and start a conversation with. So for me, I always really stress almost more than anything that building the relationship is really the most important thing. Yeah. So no matter why I'm contacting that person, I always do so genuinely, and I try and build trust first. And I always go with that route. So for me, I might not even get to Juice Plus for a while. And I'm okay with that because I want it to be the right timing. And that's always really worked for me. And so, sometimes you have to be extra patient with yourself and with your relationships, and some build faster than others. But as long as you're focusing on, really the heart of our mission, which is inspiring people to be healthy, that's not going to happen just by getting their order. Mm-hmm. So what I like to focus on is, two things: educating and inspiring everybody, mm-hmm. whether they're our customers or not, hoping one day that they'll be our customer and then, maybe joining us on our mission. But if we view our job, if you will, as not to sell, mm-hmm. but to educate and inspire, it makes it easier. First of all, it makes it more fun and enjoyable, and you don't feel that pressure to, sell or make an order. And I know that we hear a lot from new reps, especially, that's their biggest hang up is, I don't want to feel like I'm selling to my friends or my family. And I mean, almost word for word, everybody will say that. And we always say, you're not. Yeah. In fact, if you are going to try and sell them, it's not going to work. It's going to be a very short-lived experience for you. And there's a lot of people out there, not necessarily on Juice Plus, but in other, direct sales types of companies that are doing it wrong. And we want to be the opposite. We want to focus on relationships, build trust, educate and inspire in the process. And that's really our mission. So if we can always hone in on that, no matter who we're contacting, how we're contacting them, when we're contacting them, it makes it a little more enjoyable for everybody, them and us.
And sometimes I'll reach out to someone and I can almost sense that they've had a bad experience. And so immediately they put their guard up. And I'll just be forthcoming and be like, this is from one mama heart to another, or this is from one woman to another, or this is from one, Christian to another. I'm trying to relate to you and maybe the words I said didn't come across right, but it really is from my heart.
Yeah.
And sometimes people see that vulnerability and you being honest, and it breaks down that wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when you're not being salesy.
Right.
Sometimes people think,
yeah,
oh, I know what she's doing. I've been following her on Facebook.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
We want them to know what we're doing.
Yeah, we do.
Good.
But we want them to know that we care about them.
Yes.
And I have always, well, since I've chosen to pursue the business side of this, I have always really felt strongly that I am doing them a favor. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but I am truly offering them a gift of Juice Plus or of the Juice Plus opportunity. And because I feel so strongly about that, I do it unapologetically. Now, I don't rush into it. I still focus on building the relationship and building the trust first, so that when I'm ready to present that gift, they trust it and they're more open to it. But, I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
We have a great product. We have an amazing opportunity in the business. And, I think we all believe that very strongly. So if you can always just kind of keep that in the forefront of your brain. So many people say like, oh, I don't want to sell my friends and family. It's like, no, you're giving them a gift. And as soon as you can kind of make that mindset switch in your brain, your business will do more amazing things easier and faster because you don't feel bad about sharing. We want you to get away from feeling bad and, apologizing for talking about Juice Plus again.
Because our mindset really has to be, you have to think about this like any other direct sales business.
Sure.
I was just telling Jackie this tonight, if I sold, X, Y, and Z and I did parties, it's not like those people ask one person and that person says, yes, I want to do a party. They have to ask quite a few people to do parties, and then they're continuing to do that. So just think of it this business is unique, but we have to still have that relationship approach and ask as many people as possible.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to get more into details as far as like who to ask, when to ask, what to say, etc. I think we've hit home the fact that, no matter who you're talking to, you're building a relationship, you're educating them and inspiring them, among other things, but that's your first and foremost goal. And if you can think of educating them as your goal and allowing and transferring that belief of our product to them, instead of that you're trying to make a sale, the conversation will happen easier for you. Think of it as farming, right? You're spreading your seeds, you're planting them here and there. Some grow really quickly, some take a little bit longer, some never come to fruition at all. And the bottom line is, if you just planted a few seeds here in the front row and expected all of them to come make orders by the end of the month, those aren't very good odds, and I'm not a very good farmer, but you need to spread out more rows, more seeds, populate them all around you in every part of your life, and just always talk about Juice Plus no matter what.
Well, and the seeds too, like if you don't cultivate that land, then the seed won't grow. So what soil it falls on. Oh, so deep.
I know, which we've heard most of that before. If you guys haven't watched that video, Sowing Seeds with Jim Rohn, definitely put that on your to-do list. Okay, Chrissy, I'm going to unmute you, girl, so you can tell us your method. For those of you guys that don't know Chrissy, she is pretty new to our team, and she used to work with Rachel in the corporate world. She's still in the corporate world herself, and she is doing an amazing job sharing Juice Plus right out the gate, and we want to hear her secrets.
Hey everybody, I know some of you probably were on the call the other night, so some of this may be a repeat, but one of the things that I've done from day one of getting serious about this business is making sure that I'm intentionally talking to one person a day. And when I started this, it didn't include my list of 100 that we've mentioned tonight, but I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But, one person a day is doable for someone who has a full-time job, someone who is a busy mom with 4 kids, 5 kids, 6 kids, 1 kid, no kid. One intentional conversation a day is just making time to have that conversation and know who you're going to talk to. And with everything, like Jackie said, really thinking through why you're wanting to talk to them and ultimately get to the conversation about Juice Plus, but how you're going to cultivate that relationship. And I would say as well that not every of my conversations, I've been at this for a little over 2 months now, I think, but I'm still following up on some of my conversations that were in my first week that I talked to. So I think the biggest thing for me is learning not to give up. I came from a different direct sales background where it was a lot easier to get an instant person interested in the product. But with this, you've really got to understand what's going on with them, how that Juice Plus can help them, and how you can pray for them, be a great friend for them, be a support system for them. And if Juice Plus is something that makes sense in that equation, then it'll come up in conversation, and that's God's will as well. So when it came to my list of 100, I kind of made a list of 100 and a list of 20, and some of the people may have been on the same lists. And that was because I knew that some of these people that could benefit from the business side of things as well. So I wanted to have my why I wanted to talk to them on both sides of things, depending on how my conversation went with them as I built rapport with them and all of those great things that we do to, it may be people we haven't talked to in a while. So just coming out the gate with Juice Plus is not what we want to do. But, with the list of 100, I'm going to make it interactive here for you guys. Think about 10 different types of people that you either know or have known in your life. And if you want to chat your ideas, that way, I'm sure everybody's got different things they can think about. I'll get y'all started on it. But, people that you go to church with, people that you are neighbors with, if you've moved, people you used to be neighbors with, people that you went to high school with, people you went to college with, people in a mom's group. Tara says people at the gym. Awesome. So think about categories of people, because this is something, especially as we grow our teams, that's important, because there are always going to be people that say, well, I don't know that many people. But when we start thinking about it, people don't have to have a name. Your people can be people I interact with on a weekly basis. That can be the lady at Walgreens that's right by my house that I see once a week. I don't know her name, but I need to know her name, and I need to start building a relationship with her. And when the time's right, I can bring it up. And that can be your step yourself out of your comfort zone piece as well. Just because you don't know who they are doesn't mean they can't benefit from Juice Plus, doesn't mean that you can't get to know them, and that they may end up being one of your best friends by the time it's all said and done. So if you're thinking of others, feel free to chat them. And even for those of you that have been doing this for a while, there may be somebody that shares a collective group of people you may not have thought about to reach out to you. I'm looking at my notes. But, once you're getting used to that one person one day at a time, I know last month with the action game, I stepped it up and tried doing a few more than that. But how I track my people, I'm a one day at a time kind of person. I know, Jackie, you said you're a 1 week at a time, but I'm going to take it one day at a time. And I'm not going to let myself get frustrated if the people that I make a list to talk to in the morning didn't come up in my day. But my rule of thumb with that is I put their names down at the beginning of the day, and I use a little notepad. I don't even use my calendar on my phone. But when I'm doing that, if I didn't talk to them that day, then I move them forward. And I may for whatever reason choose to not move them forward to the next day. I may move it to the next week, but I don't let myself move it more than 3 times. And I don't let it take more than a week, because if I'm just trying to ease into the conversation, the longer I let it go, the more awkward it's going to be. So being intentional and timely is very important. I don't know. One of the things that I learned before was this thing about 100 no's. It's a lot harder to get 100 no's than it is to get 100 yeses. And so if you feel like you're getting frustrated and that things aren't moving as quickly as you need to, sometimes it's a not right now. It's not a no. It's not a I'm not interested, but it's a I'm not right now. So that may mean that someone that's on your list of 100 is someone that you're not going to be talking Juice Plus with for a month, 2 months, 6 months, whatever the case may be. But don't forget to go back to those people, because they may be the people that end up needing it the most, that It's just all about timing. The other thing that I've done to where I don't extinguish my list of 100 is I use my screenshot function on my phone, and I make sure before I get out of bed in the morning that I at least spend a few minutes on my Facebook newsfeed. And same before I go to bed at night. And it just, if I see anybody that says their kids are sick, that they're not feeling well, that someone's sick in their family, number one, I put them on my prayer list, but they become somebody that I want to find a way to reach out to and find a way to share Juice Plus with, because I know what this product's done for me, and it's changed my life, both internally, how I feel, and outwardly how I feel. And so I don't want to be talking to them while I'm ready to go to sleep or getting up in the morning. But if I screenshot it and then I make sure that I don't delete it until I talk to them, then I've got it in there to reflect back to and why I wanted to talk to them in the first place. So that's it for me. I feel like I've been talking forever.
No, that's perfect. I like that tip to screenshot because I do that too, where I'll think about, I need to talk to that person, and then totally forget. Mm-hmm. So that's a great tip. You can just write it down on your list or plug it in your phone to just take a screenshot. So, Rachel, do you want to talk about some ways to make contact, like verbiage and things to say? You're really good at that.
Like Facebook has been a great way for, tell them. Just tell them.
Okay. No. So, pre-Juice Plus, Rachel was anti-Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. So she is a brand new Facebook user, and now she uses it as one of her main contact tools.
I mean, I hit VF without Facebook, like literally texting and calling people and emailing people.
Yeah.
Like embarrassing.
I do want to make one quick point before she starts chatting is what Chrissy said about being intentional is huge. And what I like to think about is just keeping Juice Plus on the forefront of my brain. Almost every person I come in contact with, I am listening into that conversation. How can I bring up Juice Plus? Yeah. 9 times out of 10, it's very easy. And it doesn't even have to be like, hey, you want Juice Plus? Can I get you an order? It's usually I'll just say something like, oh, well, I take Juice Plus, or yeah, they take Juice Plus, or something. Yeah. Anyway. And then the second thing is to be consistent. So what we notice a lot is that you might make a post once a month or something like that, or comment once a month, but you have to be intentional almost daily, and you have consistently. So keep that in mind if you're still working towards those goals, to just be consistent about it.
So I've been trying, since I've been on Facebook, I've been trying to figure out how it works. And it really is like a machine, like it's a beast. Like you have to figure this thing out, and it's so smart. Like it knows what it
has algorithms.
Yeah, algorithms. Oh, it like knows what you're gonna do before you do it. So I've learned that if I not only like my friends' posts, but I make a comment, it does 2 things for me. It puts my information in their feed. And then it also is that relationship building. Yeah. So I'm watching what they're doing. You know, I'm seeing how they're talking, what they do for a living. I'm watching how that progresses over time, and just seeing how I can intentionally put Juice Plus in there. Yeah. So we have a wellness page, and we've always added prospects to it. And so people that I would talk to Juice Plus about, I would ask if I could add them to our wellness page. But here recently, I thought, you know what? I'm going to reach out and I'm going to add people to my page, like the leggings pages that I'm on, or the jewelry pages that I'm on. I thought, you know, these are people that I eventually want to have a conversation with about Juice Plus. And maybe I want them to hear about Juice Plus from someone else. They know I invited them to the group, but I'm not the one who has to bring it up. And so that has been huge. I bet I've added 50 to 60 people in the last week to our wellness page, and I am messaging all of them individually. Hey, my friend and I run a wellness page. And guess what? If you're on this call, you and a friend run a wellness page. I mean, that's we are all friends, right? And we all run a wellness page. We all contribute to educating people. So my friend and I run a wellness page. I would love to add you to it if you'd be interested. Yeah, sure. Thanks. How's it? Yeah, sure. All of them were like thumbs up. Sure. Yes. And then my follow-up was, how are you doing? And then they share with me. So I haven't gotten any orders from that, but it's definitely relationship.
But the whole goal of the wellness page is to not get orders necessarily. It's to educate and inspire.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that, I mean, we all know this, that to get an order means nothing really if you're not going to keep the order, if it's not going to actually impact the person's life, if they're not going to actually take the product, you know, and experience the health benefits. So educate them. I think a lot of times we have the objection of, you know, the cost.
Yeah.
And I always tell people our job is to educate people on the value of Juice Plus before we ever even try and get them to order it. So they know, like, oh my gosh, I would pay $1 million for this. Maybe not. Okay, I exaggerate. But
a lot.
I would pay a lot for that. So there's two things I want to make sure that you guys take note of tonight.
Are you going to talk about cost?
No, go ahead.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, that's a huge one for people, I think.
If you don't believe that Juice Plus is inexpensive, then no one you talk to will believe it either.
Yeah.
If you think Juice Plus is expensive, everyone you talk to will think it's expensive. Whether you bring up price or not, your face will say it. Your tone will say it. Your words will say it. I promise. If you need to walk away from this call and be like, I need to believe in the price, contact us.
Yeah.
Like, we can help you. That's like a whole nother call, training, but it is worth it. It is worth it. But you have to believe that. You have to believe
Yeah, and just real quick, let's give them a couple verbiage ideas on that.
Okay.
So like something I'll usually say if somebody objects to the price.
Or let's just say, how much is it? Then what do you say?
I usually say it is literally 30 fruits and vegetables and berries, all their nutrition, for $2.38 a day. That's like the price of 1 pint of raspberries. One. But I'm getting 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries, all that nutrition. 1 pint of raspberries.
Yeah, it's true.
Now,
I'll say
think about it that way.
Yeah.
What did I say?
No, your verbiage was
yeah.
totally affirmative, but I'll like say it's only.
Or, I mean, it's $2.38. You can't build a salad at the salad bar for that cheap.
Yeah.
And get 10 pieces of vegetables, right? You know, so, I mean, I don't know how helpful those verbiage ideas are for you, but you can see the attitude about it, right? Like, there's no way you can get 30 fruits and veggies and berries, that nutrition for $2.38 a day outside of Juice Plus.
And I've tried to buy it.
Yeah, we have.
I've tried to buy everything in Juice Plus. So this is like way back when. I'm like, I'll buy everything in it, and I'll just see how much it is. Okay. I mean, maybe
so here's a challenge for you guys. Of course, you might not pay attention though. No Googling. But as we continue, we just want to leave you with a couple more points. I want you to guess here on our chat how much you think it costs for us to buy all 30 fruits and veggies and berries and grains, minus 6. So we only found 30 minus 6. 24. And how much do you think that costs? Okay. So what I always remind people when we are talking about sharing Juice Plus is that we are the messenger, not the message. So our job is to connect people to either an event or a tool. That's all you need to do. So when you are talking to people, you are inviting them to learn more about the product, either at an event that you have scheduled or that one of your teammates has scheduled. It could be a Facebook event. It could be a coffee date that you want to do with them one-on-one, or maybe you want to bring in your upline or your sideline, or it could be a 3-way call. It could be an actual wellness party, you know, like a salad in a jar kind of a thing, or a webinar, so that they can learn more information that way. Or you can invite them to watch a video or read an article or check out the wellness group or something like that. So those are the two things that you need to plug people into. You don't have to be the salesman. You are not giving a pitch. This is not about your, sale ability.
Or your knowledge of everything Juice Plus.
Right, yeah. You don't need to know anything other than how to find the event and how to find the tool, really.
Yeah.
And at least in the beginning, that knowledge will build. This is a 100% learn as you go opportunity. And
we've learned not to send people to our website.
Yeah, don't do that.
Right? Because if you haven't created the value first, what's the first thing they're going to go look at?
The price.
The price.
And they don't know what they're looking at. So.
Yeah. Because I did that. She sent me her website like 2 years ago, and I did that. I don't know if I ever
Yeah,
told
I didn't
you
know
that.
what I was doing. Yeah. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. So we all know that events are great. I like these points just to drive that home for you guys. The number one reason why events are so great is because you have that personal interaction with a person. When you can get that person face to face, that is going to do so much more than even just showing them a video.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's going to create that trust. It's going to allow you to build that rapport. And then when you can get them with somebody else face to face, at least at like a party or a 2-on-1 coffee date, you're bringing in that third party validation. Sometimes people just need to hear from somebody else exactly what you're saying for them to actually believe it. And don't take that personally.
Yeah.
That's just the social way we work. And then what I love about parties and things like that is it really maximizes your time and effort. So if you guys think about how much time and effort it might take to contact every person individually to teach them about Juice Plus, you know, it's not really a lot, but if you can just invite them to your party, you have 10 people at one party, you know, you let your upline or your sideline come in and help you do that. You know, you might think a party sounds like a lot of time or effort, but really it's the way to maximize your time and your effort. It allows you to educate them at the same time about the business and the product. So not just the product, but we really want to be sharing the business opportunity with them as well. And it shows that we have the support of a team behind us. Any parties and events that you guys do, you definitely have team surrounding you to help you do that, especially in the beginning. And it drives that kind of buzz and excitement. So what I like to do at parties is I kind of go around them and say, hey, who here is already taking Juice Plus? And I mean, half of the people usually already are. And so people look around, they're like, oh, well, I should probably be taking Juice Plus too. Why am I not? Yeah. And it allows people to hear other people's stories. So stories are a really powerful part of Juice Plus. And it's something that a lot of other products don't have to offer. We have amazing stories. And really sharing those stories is a powerful tool that I would encourage you guys to use. If you don't have a story yet, that's okay. There are a lot of stories on our team that you guys can plug into and share. So there's a couple other things I want to talk about.
Okay. We've got
6 minutes. We'll be done in 3. It's okay. I know we're 3 over. Okay.
So someone has paid attention to us in the past. Like someone, I think,
Stacey's
iPhone 4682. I really think that's what my receipt said.
Yeah. 4682
from
iPhone to everyone, like on the dot. We paid 46 when we literally paid $46. Like we had to eat it.
Yeah. But I mean,
and we didn't even have 6 of the items.
Yeah.
So
and that would have lasted
items.
5. I know. I say 5 days just to make it easy math, because 45 times.
It was
4.
like a pint of raspberry.
Yeah.
It's like the smallest serving size you could buy for every.
Our kids devoured it as soon as we got home.
We didn't even know how to eat some of it.
Yeah. I took the. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so here's a few things, and this is straight from Eric Worre's book, GoPro. If you guys have not read GoPro, this is a must read.
Must read.
I'm sure that you've heard this before, most of you. It is so helpful in so many ways. It's all marked up and starred and everything. Yeah. And I cannot recommend this book enough. It's like $6. You can also download an audio file of it as well, I think for free at networkmarketingpro.com.
Yeah.
So here's 4 things that he says to make sure that you do when you are sharing your product or your business. Okay, so number 1 is emotionally detach yourself from the outcome.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. Right? Especially with something like Juice Plus, especially when we're talking to our friends and family who we know could really benefit from something like this, it's hard for us to hear no. Yeah. But what I always like to say or think about is if I had stopped sharing at no, there would be literally hundreds of people that would not have Juice Plus right now. If no had stopped me in the beginning, which it easily could have, because nobody likes to hear no. Hundreds of people would not be on Juice Plus right now. And even if it was just one person that wouldn't be on Juice Plus right now, that really needed it, it's changed their life, like Chrissy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a powerful thing that we have in our hands. And it's all about just saving a little bit of vanity, right? Like, it's okay if somebody says no. Do not take it personally. It has more to do with them than it has to do with you. Just continue to drip on them and educate them and love them where they are. Eventually, they will likely come around.
And
I've
it
had
takes
people
most
come
people
around 4 to 6
Yeah.
exposures. I've had people come back a year later and say, okay, I'm ready to start Juice Plus. And I just loved them where they were and kept on sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2 is be yourself.
Don't be her. Don't be me.
Yeah, be yourself, because
Be
people
you.
will read right through that.
Mhm.
We don't want to give you guys scripts and things that you have to say and ways to say it necessarily. We want you to be genuine and authentic.
Yeah.
And that will read through whatever you say. If you say from one mama heart to another heart,
Yeah.
they'll know, they'll believe you, they'll build that trust.
Mhm.
Number 3 is bring passion and enthusiasm and a positive focus.
Mhm.
I mean, we're passionate about helping people be healthy. Whatever you're passionate about, that, let that shine through when you share Juice Plus, okay? And that's really easy to do when you have a story, especially, or when you're sharing other people's stories.
Yeah.
And so just be positive too when you're sharing. Try not to, bash other companies or other products. Just focus on the positive things that Juice Plus has to offer.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about who we are and what we do as a business, okay? And number 3, that was number 3.
Yep.
Number 4 is be bold, be confident, don't apologize.
Never.
Okay. And this gets easier and easier the more you share and the longer you're around. Here's my tip for that. Not everybody is a confident, bold person. That's okay. Okay. But what we want you to be confident in is your belief in Juice Plus.
Yeah.
And the way that you build your belief in Juice Plus is by surrounding yourself with people that believe in it.
Yeah.
By surrounding yourself with people that believe in you. And the more that you plug into our team and the people that believe in you, that believe in Juice Plus, that believe in this business, the more you will build your own belief in yourself.
Yeah.
And in our product and our business, the easier it will be to share. We promise you.
Yeah.
Okay? So remember those 4 things. Remember, go out, be bold, educate, inspire, be yourself, and rely on your team, because we're here to help you, okay?
Yes.
You guys have a great night. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
joining
Chrissy,
us.
for sharing.
Yes, thanks, Chrissy.
All right, we're going to unrecord.
Unrecord.
Oh, stop. Yeah.